Hello everyone, John Biscardo, GM of Circle Track Magazine. We were here with the great Aileen Collins-Love. Good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down with us.
Of course.
Eileen's a racer here in Florida, and this is her ride behind us, and she sat down to talk with us today, and so we're going to just ask her a few questions and kind of get her insight on the state of racing right now. Eileen, tell us a bit where you run and what kind of cars you run, and your background, a little bit of what you're currently doing.
This is a dirt sprint car. I run all of Florida dirt tracks with the Eagle Jet Top Gun series, which is our only dirt sprint car series that we have here.
Okay.
It is a limited 360.
Got it.
They are adding 602 and 604 crate motors to our rules for the 2017 series.
Very cool.
So that will open up the door to a couple more cars, hopefully.
Higher car count, hopefully. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, if you could take us back a little bit before all that, how did you get started in racing, and could you tell us a bit about your early years in racing?
My father raced at East Bay since I was born. Literally, my mom went into birth with me there.
True story.
True story, yes. And it's actually in Let's Race magazine.
Yep.
Then, growing up, went to softball. Then Dad secretly got me a go-kart. Secretly. Mom said no, but we secretly got one. Started some go-kart racing just around in Florida.
And did you enjoy it, or did he kind of force you in it?
No, I did. I went right to it.
Okay.
Literally, my first time in the kart was actually at the softball field in the parking lot. It was great.
Just tearing around.
Yeah, and I totally busted into a curb, busted the axle. It was great.
Great.
Dad's like, this is a great first time. Perfect. Then after that, I raced for a few years. Then we took off for a little while. Then I found out what boys were.
All right, yeah. So that.
Yep.
That delayed.
So my daughter came at 19.
Right.
So I had to do the mom thing with the career. And then now my daughter is 19. So a couple
You're getting
years.
back into it.
Yeah, a couple years ago, my father was given the opportunity and had an open wheel modified that was given to somebody to him for money owed.
Right.
So it was a junker, and but we had the opportunity, so we took it.
Okay.
Kind of tried to rebuild it, and
very good. Very good.
Started that.
Okay. So what tracks are your favorites to run? I know you run up at Bubba Speedway sometimes. Here in East Bay, what are some other tracks in the area that you run?
Alltech actually was a track that opened up this past year. That actually was one of my favorites. They did close down again. It was another half mile, but Volusia's been my favorite.
Okay.
It's another half mile. Then after that is Bubba's. I surprisingly, I did not run Clewiston the first of the year just because it's a long drive.
Right.
And it was, it's a smaller track, it's less room. But later in the season, we were able to run it.
Yep.
And I actually loved it.
Great.
It was a little tiny
bull ring. Yeah. Yep. Those are fun. Good deal. I know we were talking earlier when I got here. I know you work with Simpson. Are there any brands that I know you have a few brands that advertise in our magazine on your car? Are there any brands that are you looking for sponsors this year? Or are you open to new sponsors? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We are actually in need of sponsors this year.
Okay. As far as Simpson goes, why don't you tell us about your history with them?
They've actually been helpful. I have a Simpson Venator helmet, carbon fiber. I love it. It's been great. Actually, it actually saved a buddy of mine's life.
Wow. Over
in California. His head came into contact with the cement wall.
Okay.
And he's good. So he runs wingless.
Good.
So
good.
I felt way better.
Yeah, after that. After hearing that story.
Right. We do have the platinum belts, which we like.
And on your ride, I see you have a winner's rear end. You have some Pro Shocks.
Right.
And I see it looks like you're building is that a spec engine? We'll share one at home, the video of it here in a minute. But,
right.
Yeah, but that's a.
It's a limited. So it's a Chevy 350.
Okay.
I mean it's.
Fantastic.
It's garage built.
All right, good deal. We'll get to that in just a minute, but I want to get more into Eileen's background and kind of our viewership, especially in the magazine and online. We're about 90% male, 10% female.
Of course.
And I wanted to ask you about being a female racer. Are there any advantages or disadvantages that you know?
A lot of people think that there should be advantages.
Okay.
Okay. It's still like it was in 1970.
Right.
Unfortunately.
But you don't want any special treatment either. You
Correct.
Right.
Once I put my helmet on, I'm just like, I'm a racer.
Yep.
It is a difference. I'm a mother and I'm a wife. As soon as my helmet goes on, I'm then a racer.
Right.
A lot of people are like, oh, I'm sure you get, sponsors easily.
Right.
No, it's actually opposite. Because a lot of old school don't think that we belong out there still, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because there's some females actually that are showing that we belong out there.
Yeah.
So the advantages, I'm waiting to see them. The disadvantages, we are females. We do overthink a little bit.
Right.
We do worry a little bit more,
Right.
I think, than a male. But other than that,
when you get on the track, you're still charging
capabilities
hard.
they're all still there. Actually, we actually have better reaction times.
Yeah. So you recommend then for all the ladies watching to get more into racing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. They'll talk about you. It doesn't matter.
Okay. On that point, what is the most pure fun part of being a race car driver?
The green flag.
The green flag. When it drops.
That's it. That's all there is.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah. Just that feeling over you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Good answer.
Especially being a mother.
Yep.
2 teens.
Yeah, and that brings me another question. You probably race against some teens in some of your series.
I do. I'm a mom.
Yeah. How do you feel about the way younger racers are kind of brought up in the sport? What do you think about the way they're coming up today?
There's 2 different types.
Yep.
There's a type that they're money racers.
Yep.
And then there's type that are actually want to race.
Right.
And there's both types in every series.
Sure.
Fortunately, the series I run, the great group of guys.
Right.
They're
helpful to you.
Very helpful to me. And nobody shows up and is just stuck up. Even the people that show up in huge haulers will come over and help. I mean, one of the main guys that's winning all the races, I borrow parts for them all the time.
Yeah.
When I need them. They're very, very helpful.
Good. On that point, do you get involved in the mechanical side of racing? I know your husband Wayne, who hopefully we'll have on camera in a little bit, he does a lot of the mechanical stuff, but do you get like underneath the chassis at the race? Yeah, okay.
During the race, he tries to make sure I don't, because then I just overthink what he's doing.
Right.
And actually Wayne's come a long way. Wayne, before we got married.
He doesn't have a background in racing.
None at all.
Right.
Not even in cars.
Okay.
He's IT.
Right.
He's self-taught himself from the second he met me.
Okay.
So he went from not doing his own oil change to completely doing the complete setup on my car.
Now he's a crew chief of a race team.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as he's a numbers guy. As soon as he learned the numbers of the whole deal.
Okay.
He's my setups have been spot on.
Good.
It's great.
If you could kind of change your career in racing, if anything, is there anything you would change or could change? Like, I know you mentioned you had go-karts when you were little, then you took a break, and then now you're back into it. Like, do you wish you'd gone straight through, or?
Yeah, I wish I went up the ranks. Like, I feel like you should.
Right.
Like, you should go from go-karts, then to another, to the classes. Go all the way up the classes. And I think I went straight from doing nothing for 20 years, straight into an open wheel modified that wasn't working properly, that we had no knowledge of how to make work properly.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it turn.
Yeah.
And I made it a big deal to not be in the way.
Right.
Of other people.
Gotcha.
That have had all the money sunk into it, and now we're charging for championships.
Right.
I even did that when I got into the sprint car.
Okay.
And the only way I got into the sprint car is I literally got in a car accident. I had a neck fusion, so I was out a year. So I took that year, and we got an old '89 Gambler.
Right.
Took it to Dave Steele, said tear it down, and then completely rebuild it for me.
Very cool.
So we did that.
Very cool. What is your opinion in terms of just short track racing today versus when you started, even a few years ago? Like, in terms of going to the tracks, promoters, all that kind of stuff.
Promotions, good.
I know, it's a kind of a loaded question.
Yeah. I know some promoters are doing well, some are not.
Sure.
I believe some that are not doing it have the amazing opportunity of having the perfect racetrack, having a great racetrack, a racetrack that I knew before.
Right.
Whenever you pull up to a racetrack and there's not even a sign for it,
yeah,
it's pretty disappointing, because you're going there your love of racing to give people a show.
Right.
So why not allow more people to know that the show is going on?
Right.
Because we've busted our tail
to get ready
all week.
Yeah.
To get there.
Late night. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So I mean, why not? We want more people there, of course.
Sure.
Just to make sure we have another
race to
go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think promotions need to definitely step up. I know in the asphalt world it's completely different.
Okay. Have you raced asphalt before?
I actually did. I played around in a mod mini before. One of my sponsors, Ray Miller.
Okay.
He has a couple of mod minis, and so last year, he let me get in one for a little bit, and it's fun.
It's a different experience.
It's definitely different. I haven't done any asphalt this previous years because I've been so focused on this.
Yeah.
But there's a couple promoters that are kind of just been trashing the asphalt world, which is unfortunate because especially the more modified guys.
Yeah, we should work together though as an industry. Yeah,
absolutely. Even in the dirt world, our tracks, they're running the same classes, same nights.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's killing the car counts everywhere.
You're right. And they should communicate with the different promoters better and more frequently.
Absolutely. That way, make everybody into a running series everywhere.
Yeah, you run next week.
Your class,
run this weekend.
Yeah, your class, just everyone group and go everywhere.
I agree. As far as rules go and rule books and all that kind of stuff, is that a hindrance? Do you think, or do you think that into the future? I guess the future of short track racing.
Right.
What would you like to see happen? Whether it's rules or promoters or cost, of course. We'd love to keep costs down.
Well, okay. So the purpose of our unlimited class was to keep our costs down.
Right.
Well, then you get people that we're taking a limited motor and pushing it as much as we can. Mm-hmm. So we're literally spending more money. Okay. Because we're blowing motors.
Right.
I went through 2 motors last year.
Yeah.
So it took me out of a lot of races.
Yeah.
And
it's expensive.
And that's how our car count started going down. Is because we started popping motors, and those of us that are trying to stretch our motor that far, we don't have the money to just go and rebuild.
Cost prohibitive to put a new motor in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's what hurt our car count.
Okay.
And basically the Top Gun rules, East Bay follows the Top Gun rules. Mm-hmm. So we're all the same. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why Don is doing a great job with expanding our rules to allow more people. The 602 and the 604 crate motors are supposedly, easy to maintain. Right. They're, like
just show and go.
Yeah. They, so I think it's a good way to go.
Yep.
Donna and Ann have done a great job with their series. Great people.
Good.
Good. My husband and I definitely support them all the way, any way we can.
Great.
I've contacted drivers from out of state. I've contacted, the drivers that stick around in their own town. Yep. Ask them why they're not coming.
Right. That's good. You're reaching out. You're helping it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd rather start out with 20 cars out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy sometimes.
Sure.
Especially our last race, I think we had 22 cars.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you, it was sketchy.
Right. But you want to be the best. You want to race the best.
The more people you run, the better you become. I believe.
I agree. Now you finished 3rd this year, is that right?
3rd in points.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is your goal for, this upcoming season?
Win a race.
Win a race. Okay.
That's
you finished most of the races, but you just want to get the checkered.
Yes. I just it was weird at the beginning of my whole racing career. The first thing was to make the car turn.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So then it was okay. Don't get lapped.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Then we did that, and then it was like okay, complete a race. So then we did that. Well, then we started having some mechanical issues again. Yeah. So then I would have to pull in, because I'm not going to be the one to cause everyone else to
slow down,
or to mess their stuff up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I kind of got bad mouthed about pulling in. You know what? I'd rather do that than blow my motor and be out the rest of the season.
Sure.
So I was okay with that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm 30 points.
Right. So doing something right. Yeah. Right. So, but the goal this year, that'd be great. Well,
so this year, I definitely, my husband and I definitely said, okay, look, this is the year. This is basically my third full. This will be my 3rd full season.
Right.
If we make sure everything mechanically is correct, we make sure the setup is correct, then it's just me.
Right.
So then I'll know if I'm just not good.
Right.
Okay, so then if I'm just not good, I know just about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not too proud. It's a lot of money.
Right.
It's a lot of time.
But you go full bore this year, hammer down.
Right. If if I can't do it, then I can't do it.
Right.
It's kind of like if you want to do a somersault and you just can't do it, you just don't.
But you're gonna try, yeah.
Right, but I'm gonna try really hard.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank
and,
you.
We appreciate you talking to us, and for more drivers like the great Eileen here, just always check circletrack.com, and of course Circle Track the magazine, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Yeah.